What's up, guys? HumbledPat back in another video. So today I'm going to be talking about Firefighter Academy / EMT school, how it went, and what to do to achieve master class. So first things first, Firefighter Academy was 6 months. Consisted of lots of learning, fireman knowledge, and physical training. One thing that caught me by surprise was definitely how much knowledge you need to know, and how complex it was. Basically, there's a lot of knowledge in firefighting that you need to know. As long as you pay attention in class, you'll be fine. And also, bro, make sure y'all get close with the classmates. Don't be that one guy that be, trying to cause problems, bro. Get close with your classmates because, everything's a team effort when it comes to fire school. They put you in groups, all of this. That's like 3 squads. Well, for me, it was 3 squads. And they put me in a squad. It's a squad leader and all of that. So make sure, just stay with your teammates. Build the bond, the connection, you feel me? Don't just be that one guy that just stands out. Don't just be that one guy that's just sitting out, being mean or being rude or being, difficult. It's a good time, so just go there to have a good time. Get your money's worth and just complete it, Next thing we're gonna go over is the physical portion of the class, The physical portion is, I have PT almost every day for school, but it varies from school to school. So, since I was a PT leader, I had to create the PT, and what I'll make us do is one day I made us do push-up, and it's 1, 2, 3, 20 push-ups, run around, come back to the station, 20 squats, run around, come back to the station, 20 crunching, run around. That's what my PT consisted of. Every Firefighter Academy PT leader does it differently, but one thing I could say is just do a lot of cardio, learn the basics like push-ups and pull-ups. And if you can't do this pretty well, you can upgrade to calisthenics. If you do more than 20 pull-ups, upgrade to calisthenics. Get your strength up. You're gonna be fine for Firefighter Academy. You're gonna be doing a lot of dummy drags, hose pulls, fireman carry. Like the fireman carry, you pick up the dummy like that, and you walk backwards with them. The hose pull, you pull the hose. You go to the high-rise building, you pull the hose, this and that. Fireman, that's the dummy drag like this. Fireman carry, you put on your shoulder, carry him, stuff like that. Work out them legs, hit some squats, pull-ups, push-ups, stuff, the whole nine. I also dropped the YouTube shorts on some of them workouts that you could do to get ready for Firefighter Academy, so make sure I go check that out. Feel me? I might try to drop a link right here. Depending on if I feel like editing that, I might try to drop a link right here, right in this section. Next thing I'm gonna discuss is studying for the Firefighter Academy. Studying was a big portion of the Firefighter Academy. Well, I'd say it was equal, but yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot of studying, man, at home, cause you go through PT. Well, for me, I went through PT first, and I did the studying section in class, But for me, since I'm tired physically, I can't retain most information, so I used to go home and study for at least 2 hours a day. So make sure I go home, whatever got reviewed that day, just make sure you go home and study that section. One app I definitely recommend is Quizlet. Make some flashcards and just study that. Flip it for 2 hours at least 2 hours, Also, I was working while I was at Firefighter Academy, and I was still able to make 2 hours of study time, so you can too, you feel me? But yeah, I was working at least 3-4 days out of the week, 4 hours every day, Well, 4 hours for those days that I work, And I also recommend that even though you're gonna be working, take days off for your finals, man. For them tests, make sure you passed it, cause at the end of the day, your career is way more important than your job you have now. Take off the time, to make sure you study, to make sure you pass those tests. Do what you gotta do, feel me? Do what you gotta do. All right, next thing I'm gonna talk about is consider choosing the location. Consider thinking about the location you choose for your Firefighter Academy. Me, I'm from Miami. I had came up to Tallahassee to take the Firefighter Academy because the Miami firefighter school is oversaturated. It's complex to get into. So yeah, take what you want the information. If you want to go somewhere else so you get a fair chance, I feel like that'll be better. You just go hop right in. You don't have to wait through no waiting list or nothing like that. But yeah, for me, Firefighter Academy was definitely tiring. So make sure you bring a Red Bull. You feel me? You might get thirsty. Bring a Red Bull. You feel me? Another thing I suggest is that you take on one of the roles that they have for the fire academy. Like, you know, I told you earlier, they have the roles like the PT leader, the squad leader, the sergeant of arms, the class president, all of that. Make sure you take those roles and take leadership and take initiative. It's gonna look so much good in your end, especially if you're gonna work for that station. They're gonna want to hire you immediately just because they see your commitment, bro. Like, I was a PT leader. As soon as I got done, they wanted to hire me like that. I'm telling you, do it. Okay. So after Firefighter Academy, I went straight into EMT school. EMT school was, I believe, 4 months. EMT school is straight knowledge. Like, it consists of knowing the whole body system, knowing every function of every organ in the body, every bone in the body, where it's located. Like, bro, I know everything, bro. I know, like, radius, ulnar, humerus, tibia, fibia, femur, frontal, temporal, parietal, occipital. I know all of that, bro. I know my organs, gallbladder, liver, stomach, pancreas, spleen, kidneys, appendix, bro. Like, once you start learning it, bro, you just gotta hit it with the flashcards back to back to back. It's gonna start hitting to you, you feel me? Once you know, like, the whole body system and how it reacts, you'll be straight, though. Like, you just gotta know how everything flows together, the function of the heart, all of that. But yeah, EMT school consisted of lab and lecture. Lab was more hands-on. It was more fun for me because I'm a hands-on learner. You know, when you're doing it, you know, you get to, you know how people hands-on is. You learn more, you know. But lecture consists of the teacher talking for hours and hours. A lot of people don't pay attention to lecture, so because it's so long, you know, your brain can't process everything. So that's why I said you do the same thing for firefighter school. You go home, you might have to be longer than 2 hours for EMT school though. But you go home, you put in that time at home, study, flashcards, run it back, you know? I don't know about everybody EMT school, but mine had lab and lecture finals. So I suggest you start studying earlier and get ahead of the schedule and make sure you pass your finals. By the way, you also need your EMT to become a firefighter. So now I don't know if y'all want to become a firefighter or EMT, but you need both. So make sure y'all know that, you feel me? But yeah, you also have to go through clinicals, and the clinicals are basically real life. You on a ambulance with EMT and paramedics. So during those, you know, just try to stay calm. They're not gonna let you do nothing. They're not gonna let you kill nobody. They're just gonna try to, you know, help you out, you know, lead you, and then as you do more and more clinicals, that's when you start getting more hands-on. So just don't be afraid and just ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, all right? So yeah, those are the tips and tricks I'm trying to give y'all. Become a firefighter / EMT. Make sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment. You feel me? If y'all want me to do any other videos related to firefighters, anything like that, thank you. Y'all have a good day.